Let me make sure. Hi, good evening all. Hi, good evening all. This is Dr. Jyoti Para once again. It's Saturday and it's our time for a live session for the youth. This is a youth empowerment specific program. Welcome all to our session, and we are live on YouTube as well. Do join and comment, or if you have any doubts or questions, do pour in there. And those who are joining on Zoom, feel free to ask your questions. So today's topic, that's a hot topic and much interesting topic. Last session we have done about cracking your first job, how easy it is to, get your landing onto the first job. And today in the same series, we have come up with a masterclass for Job Mela. Now, what's a job mailer? Here comes the job mailer is something where a lot of clients are put together in one space, and you just don't have to go run around from office to office, take the security passes, wait there to meet the HR. But this is one place, one security check-in, and just a bunch of resumes that you might be carrying and meeting out on various clients. And probably you could land a job quickly here because it's a mailer. So that's a brief about Job Mela. Now, this is a season where a lot of job mailers are happening, and we would love to guide those who are checking out for jobs, those who are really preparing themselves and are going ahead with giving interviews. We would love to add some value to the efforts that you're putting in, and we would like to guide you, give you some tips and tricks to land on your job quickly. Job mailers are very different, unlike how you are going to do an individual interview. So why is it important to prepare for a job mailer in a specific way and go there? How is that going to really help you out? So this is a discussion point today, and probably we are going to run into many new topics, many new tips and tricks. Some of them you might be knowing already, but few of them are definitely going to be new. And as I always say, learning at least one new thing in a workshop, in a seminar, in a online session makes sense. If there is nothing new to learn, then don't even attend a session. This is my tip for you for attending online sessions. And we have our esteemed guest today, Sharon Jain, who's an expert with spoken English, IELTS, PT, OT, soft skills, and a corporate trainer. Almost close to 18 plus years, more. She freelances well, and she does one-on-one sessions and enables individuals and youth to take the next step with confidence in their life. So I welcome Sharon. Good evening, Sharon. Let's go ahead, and Sharon is going to take over the session.
Good evening, Jyoti, and good evening, everyone. I know all of you are eagerly waiting for this session. After our previous session, this was an apt one. Now, there are so many job mailers going on right now. Now, getting into a dream job or landing your dream job is something people think, if I'm lucky, I should get my dream job. If I've done well, I should get that dream job. Now, those things will stop here. You just have to have a strategy. You have your strategy, you get your dream job. Now, job melas is a beautiful opportunity. Reason being, there are a lot of companies coming you know, in one place. And that's an opportunity that you should look forward to and you should grab that. Why am I saying here is a strategy that would work for getting you noticed in front of so many companies is a blessing in disguise, I would say. It would help you. Now, the first thing that we have to be prepared for a job mela is your resume, because your resume goes first, then you enter. So, as we discussed earlier in the previous session, your resume has to be so attractive that an employer should give you an opportunity to actually sell yourself to the company, to actually get your job in that particular company. Now, most things people think that, every company that comes to hire is only looking for a degree. But I don't agree with that. And neither does Jyoti. Because we have come through so far, we have seen so many people. I would say that the attitudes of companies have changed. They want to hire you for your attitude, for your good communication skills, and your problem solving abilities. These are something that all the companies are looking for. I might be a qualified engineer, I might be a qualified graduate, but if I do not have the right attitude, or if I do not have the right communication, or if I do not know how to solve a problem, then I would not land in my dream job. Do you agree with that, Jyoti?
That's very true. More than qualification, what matters is definitely your attitude, your personality, and the character that you carry. And you might be having too many queries at this stage, thinking, how can somebody judge or somebody get to know my personality or my character? So stay with us, you'll get to know about it. How can HR or a recruiter understand you in just half an hour interview or 20 minutes interview? Get to know about it.
Yes. So imagine that your resume has got shortlisted and you're called. The first thing that we do is we go introduce ourselves, and that we do with a handshake. And 99% of the times, people give very bad handshakes. Your handshake talks a lot about your personality. How prepared are you? What are your confidence levels? All these things are just seen through a handshake, and we just don't concentrate. We are either very nervous or we are so uh, over prepared, I would say, that we are eager to finish everything. It's like you give your hand for a handshake and you just grab it off. It will not even stay with that person for a second. And what would that person think about you? Why is this man in a hurry? Why is he not giving me a proper handshake? That's the least thing that they are expecting from you is a proper handshake. Most of the times when they're giving a handshake, either they're checking their shoe or they're so nervous, they're looking somewhere else. They're not looking at the person to whom they're giving the hand. They don't check their palm. You give a wetty, sweaty hand, it feels so creepy. It feels so bad. It shows that you're not prepared. So these are the things that we have to avoid. Now, if all of you can see this groove, okay, the other person's hand should get into this, and then you fold it, and then you give a light tap. That is what a handshake is. And while you're doing this, you'll have to look into the eyes of the person and give a smile. This shows that you are a confident person, you are well prepared, and you are ready to get what you want. We get to shake a lot of hands in a job mela. And trust me, the way we feel, okay, sometimes the participants don't even look. Am I giving a proper handshake or not? These are few things that you guys have to really, really work on. The second most dangerous thing is how you look. I have seen people wearing shirts or churidars without ironing. They're all crumpled. What look are you giving it to the friend person? Showing that, I was in such a hurry that I didn't get time. It shows that I'm not prepared for the interview, you know, or I forget my resume. I've seen so many people coming to an interview and saying, "Ma'am, I forgot my biodata or I forgot my resume." I was like, what? Multiple companies are sitting here. This is your opportunity, and you do not have a set of your resumes. You do not have your copies of your certificates. You do not have pictures of you. It shows that you are just casually walking into a mela thinking that, let me try. It's not let me try. It is that I have to get. That is the attitude that you should walk in with. But we see all the youngsters not even preparing a day before. You don't know what colors to wear. You don't know what things to carry. There are no checklists whatsoever. We just walk in. We are just like, yo, we are coming and we are giving the interview. And that's about it. It's the attitude. But companies are not looking at that. They are not just looking at the score that you got, they are looking at an overall presentation. If I'm not prepared for an interview, do you think I'll be able to take up a job's responsibility? Do you think a company can take a stake on you, saying that this man doesn't even get the paperwork, doesn't dress properly, doesn't give a proper handshake? Do you think I can give a job to a person like this? That would not happen. What do you say, Jyoti?
Nothing much. First impression is the best impression and the lasting impression.
Very true, rightly said. You know, it's an opportunity to grab, it's an opportunity to showcase who you are. And that's the best thing that you will get in one forum, a job mela like this, where there are n number of companies and you can just grab the opportunity. Now, the next most unprepared thing that I have seen is they don't know what to talk about themselves. You know, they will ask you, tell me something about yourself. And they just finish it. I've clicked and the thing is over, done. My name is so and so. I've done so and so from so and so college. My hobbies are reading a book or riding a bike. And thank you. They don't talk about their skills. They don't show confidence in the way they're saying it. So you should use the STAR method, which we discussed last time also. You should know what to say, what skills to show, what, levels of confidence that you're going to show, what kind of words would you choose to show your strengths, your abilities, that someone would trust you to give a job. Now, most of the times, this is a digital world, I would say digital era. People are only using Instagram. How many people have an account in LinkedIn? People think only experienced people, people with jobs or some designation or, uh, something which has a business or someone should open an account in LinkedIn. No. For a fresher also, this is your visibility forum. Companies do check. Are you on LinkedIn? LinkedIn is your network area. You just put in your digital resume and you never know which companies will give you a call. But we're not prepared for that. We're really not prepared. We do not connect with people. We do not know who is good in this industry. But if you log into LinkedIn, you will be able to see a lot of people and you can learn a lot. What do you say, Jyoti?
Very true. Yes.
You
In
know,
fact,
when
getting on to LinkedIn is going to really give a professional and a career-oriented exposure. Because although you are a fresher, you get to see how experienced people have made up their LinkedIn, how they have posted, their job titles, their job profiles, job roles and responsibilities, and what kind of recommendations have come over there. And that's how you're going to learn and build your profile, your resume, as well as your execution part when you get into an interview. Because that is, without any teaching, it's a easy learning, I can say. Getting onto LinkedIn, you get a great exposure. Just search for similar profiles for the job, what you're looking at, something similar into the same vertical, same industry. Look at what those people are talking about the job roles, what they have really described their job role as, and the responsibilities. Then you would know how to say that, I am apt for this job because I know the roles and responsibilities. That is as easy as you speak.
Very true. So LinkedIn is one place where not many people are taking advantage of it. Because not many people are aware that this is a platform for a fresher also. They think only experienced people get into LinkedIn. But if you start exploring, then you will find so many opportunities. Now, when we talk about confidence, how do we build our confidence? When we talk about communication or when we talk about confidence, what is it that a company is looking for? The first thing a company is looking for is clarity. And most of us, we do not have a clarity as to what should we say, why are we saying it, what is the benefit out of it. We don't use those things. Have you ever taken a pen and paper and made a note of what you're going to say about you? A short thing that would stand out, that would show who I am. Do we ever practice that? A simple tip I can give you is right before your job mela or when you're going for an important interview, just one day before or a week before, you just record yourself and check. Look at your own expressions. Imagine you're sitting in front of an interviewer and giving the answer and record yourself. You will see, I mean, you will be surprised. How are my eyes? What is my smile? What is my face showing? Everything you can start working on. You know, you can start looking at yourself. Then you will be able to work on yourself. Second thing is choice of words. We are always in a rush and we are always in a dilemma choosing should I say you know, I'm from Hyderabad or I hail from Hyderabad or my birthplace is Hyderabad. People get confused as to what they are supposed to say. My hobbies are everyone is saying reading a book. If I say something different, oh, I don't know if I might get selected or not. Everyone is telling that I love reading books, I love gardening, and should I also say the same things? We similarly change our things according to what the crowd is talking about. And sometimes what they do is they'll put you in a room with almost 100 people and they'll start taking your self introductions. Imagine in a group of 100 people, how would you stand out? I mean, during our time, we used to have these things. I remember when we went for an interview for HP, and I was put in a room with 150 people. And I was like, what am I supposed to say? Will my voice be audible? I don't know. Will I stand out? Guess what happened? Out of those 150 people, I was the only girl who got selected. I was the only girl who got selected. Why did the other people didn't get selected? The reason is they start comparing. They start changing their script on the spot. You have practiced one script in your mind, and when the whole room is talking the same thing, you tend to like, I am going to fail. So I have to follow the crowd. You know what I did? I didn't change my script. I said, okay, I will give a try. If I get it, I would be very happy. So I stuck with my script. I did not change. I put a curious thing, a note, so that the HRs will remember me. You know what I did? I said, my hobbies are I love collecting stones. When I said collecting stones, the HR started asking me questions. Oh, that's a peculiar hobby. I got his attention. And I said, I know from childhood I've been collecting stones, and he was baffled. And the next thing is, I love reading books. But you know what I did? I spoke about my favorite author and my favorite novel. That is where I stood out from the crowd. I did use I love reading books, but then I just changed it a little bit, saying that my favorite author is Louis L'Amour and my favorite book is Shalako. And I didn't talk about the hero. You know what? I spoke about the villain. I I took the HRs by surprise. When I said I love the villain, they were like, "What? Who loves a villain?" I said, "I love the villain in that novel." Reason being, he had really good qualities, which was commendable. So what if he's a villain? I love the book because of that villain. So these are the things that we have to be prepared. You know, when we are in a crowd, we get into a very low confidence level. If you find someone with greater voice or good communication or good vocabulary usage, we immediately go down. We start comparing. Don't do that. Don't ever compare yourself with anyone. You just give your best and walk out. I have done that. With experience, I'm telling you guys, this trick will definitely work. You just have to find something unique about your hobby, about your own self, so that people will in turn ask you questions where you will have a connect with that person and they'll remember you. What do you say, Jyoti? Did you ever come across this kind of hobby or this kind of answers?
Oh God, that's a lot of times I can say. But to be very simple, I always remembered it's easy to say don't compare yourself. But when you get into a room of 100 plus people or a team of 20, group discussion, breakdowns and all those things, break room sessions and all these, you automatically get into that comparison mode unknowingly, unconsciously. But then I always remember just one nugget in my mind. I'll be what I am. That's nothing
Yes.
but be yourself. You don't have to work hard to impress somebody. If you're working hard to impress somebody, yes, your hard work is definitely seen. And it is understood that it is not a natural person that they're talking to. It's not natural because you're working hard. But if it is you and you are what you are talking there, even if you're not able to impress them, they would definitely see the you in you, that unique personality. And that's what they would always look for. So for me, getting into, oh my God, so many memories running through. For me, getting into so many groups and, sitting in a room of 100 people, that was, to say it was freezing initially. But then the moment I realized I am what I am and there's nobody else like me, I might be saying the same things. Like, as you said, you, your hobby was also reading book, but then you didn't mention it in the same line, reading a book. You talked about the author, you spoke about the villain, you spoke about the story, how that book was really interesting to you. So that is, when you're passionate and when you're doing it with your own interest, these ideas come up into your mind. While
Right.
sitting down there, when people are talking, yes, they have already done it. Now I can't repeat it, and that's going to be boring. And imagine you being the last
Ah,
person or last fifth or last 10th person in 100 people. There's nothing that, no, you have to talk at all, because all the 90 plus people might have already spoken about it. some of the other persons have already told about it, but how are you going to really project it new? How are you going to tell it in an interesting way?
Yes.
Now, Sharon said her hobby is collecting stones. So now that don't go and do something new for a hobby's sake. Don't do that. But whatever your hobby is, if you're able to identify why that is your hobby and why is it really interesting to you, then you will be able to really tell it out in a creative manner, in a catchy perspective to everybody.
Very true. Rightly said. It is your own preparation.
Yes.
It is your own research about you. Why do you stand out? If we don't ask that question to our own selves, then we will never be able to sell ourselves to any company that has come there. We are looking at so many people with so many skills, so many qualifications. I might not be the right choice. But if I give up in the first itself, then there is no point me walking into a job mela. Job Mela is an opportunity that there are a number of companies coming there who will hire me. Is the attitude with which you should walk into. It's just the first round, you know. Then comes the next, then comes the next. There are so many things till you get that offer letter, you're on your toes. Till you get your offer letter, you need to work on yourself. So what if I did not qualify in this company? Probably for the next company, I would do double and I start working on it. You have to be prepared for the questions that they ask you. You know, sometimes HRs come with a reputation. During our times, when we used to attend an interview, we were, scared of couple of HRs. Oh God, if they come, they're going to ask these questions. If this person is sitting, she's definitely going to ask a question from your resume. They will ask you why you have put it. So their, what do you say, their fame or their recognition comes into the interview hall saying if this person comes in, he'll ask you a lot of questions. If this person comes in, they will grill you. So you have to be prepared from every angle possible. First thing, you do not have experience. Second thing, you do not know if my answer is correct or not. You're always hanging there. Will I get it or will I not get it? But to come out of all those things, your preparedness, your practice is the mantra. You practice day in, day out, record yourself, check your framing of sentences, check what kind of words you're using. Try to impress the friend person. If you do not go with a go getter attitude, or if you do not walk into an interview hall without any attitude, you're just walking in, do you think people will notice you? If the same thing, if we're going for a wedding, we pick everything, don't we do that? The perfect color, the perfect outfit, what makeup or what shoes, everything we handpick it. Why is it that we can't do the same thing in an interview? I, you know, I know that I'm supposed to wear formal. So pick up something formal and take my resume and then just walk in. Is that how we go for an interview? No. We walk into an interview with an attitude to get your dream job. That is what we do. And if we start building it up, definitely. You will see a lot of failures. You will come across a lot of hurdles, but each hurdle will teach you a lot of things. But we are not prepared. We don't, we just walk in. We just go. We say it's a walk in interview. We are just walking in. Literally, we are walking in. We say it's a walk-in interview. I'm walking into the interview. But am I working on that? No. Am I trying to sell myself? No. Am I trying to work on myself? No. It's just a simple 5 minutes task every single day. Talk about your strength, talk about your weakness, talk about your hobbies, talk about who you are. Surprise people, surprise your own family members. Oh, you have this hobby. Oh, you have this strength. You should start surprising them. Then definitely it will work out with an HR also. What say, Jyoti? Do you think
I
these
would,
tips?
I would, I would go um one step. I would go a step ahead and
Uh-huh.
say, surprise yourself.
Yes.
So, all that we've been talking, every interview, whenever you go for an interview and you want to really crack it, that's it. If you make up your mind, everything will fall into place. Specifically for a job mailer, I see a job mailer to be into three sectors, three different, I would be dividing it into three different preparations. One would be before the event, that is before the job mailer, and one would be for the job mailer, at the mailer, what you have to do, and the other one would be after the job mailer. Now, if you're thinking what is there after the job mailer, yeah, there's a lot that you can do. So here I would like to, until now, whatever we were discussing, I would love to put it into a nutshell to say before the event, what you have to do. Before the event, you usually get to know about the job mailer. It comes with a either a flyer or a email or the college notice board, whatever it may be. It definitely conveys what are the companies that are coming to hire. So when you see that, it is your job to do some research on those companies and prepare a list for yourself. In a job mailer, if there are 100 or 150 companies coming, you will not be able to go to every stall. So you will have to prioritize. You have to prepare a list one, list two, list three, where you do a bit of research on those companies. When I say research, I'm not asking you to read their, turnovers, their yearly uh, yearly balance sheets and everything. I'm asking you to see what is it. Is that company apt for you? Is that what you want to be there? Is it where you want to be? So that you understand your interest, and then you shortlist and you have the companies listed out, so that when you go there, you're going to make sure that you're going to visit those companies without forgetting. And then an updated and a printout of your resume, a 10 to 15 copies of your resume. Usually a job mailer, flyer, brochure, or even when you're instructor, they say carry 3 copies, that would be enough. But that is not enough. Probably, even if it is just 5 or 6 companies sitting down there, it's a small campus or only just your college. Even if it is 10 companies sitting down there, probably somebody might ask you an extra copy. Or maybe initially you felt you don't want to go for a company, but then after going there, things might change and you want to attend the interview with that too. And now, when I say 10 to 15 copies, please don't make a resume of 4 or 5 pages or 10 pages. Since you're a fresher, your resume should be of ideally 1 page. And if that is not really working out for you, go for the second page. But 1 page is real good enough for you. And then definitely save a digital copy of your resume, be it in your phone or be it on pen drive. Carry it. And definitely, until now, as Sharon was discussing, prepare yourself for a 30 minutes introduction. This will not work out for an in-person interview with a single company, but in a job mailer, they would not expect you to talk for 10-15 minutes. They might give you a time limit of 30 seconds or 1 minute or 2 minutes, not more than that. But
Yeah.
ideally, I would say prepare a self-introduction with your education, skill, and goals. Just these 3 things, a 30-second script. Prepare that and carry your ID, certificates, and a passport size photos. Somebody might ask you to stick it on their form. so that they know who they spoke to, how were they impressed with you. And it happens with you too. End of the job mailer, you would also be not able to connect to HRs or the recruiters that you might have spoken. So it happens with you too. And then least but not, no emphasis, I can say that, but the most important is dress in neat formals, business casuals, and definitely practice the common answers. Usual general standard questions in an interview, practice answers for that. This is your pre-preparation for the job mailer.
Yes.
And I don't think it's going to take months of time for this, probably 2 days of time. Maybe if you're listing out a lot of companies, it might take 3 or 4 days of time. But that's the most important. I think this checklist is going to help you out for pre-preparation to attend a job mailer.
Yes.
Sharon, would you like to add something if I missed out over there?
Oh, yes. I would like to add on one more thing. For which company you're going, what role you will play there. If it is a customer service company, you prepare yourself according to that. If it is a software company, you prepare yourself for that. What happens is your questions would be related to that. Tell me something about yourself, your strength and your weakness. When we talk about our strength, our weakness, and tell me something, your skill also should match with the position or the role that you're going over there. So you have to do a smart work. You already are doing a research about the company. You know what the company is doing. You also learn to get the role, the job also, the role play of that or the responsibility of that job. At least when you read through it, you should be able to pick couple of things and you should include it in your talk when you start giving the answers. That is something clever. That shows your confidence level, or that shows how prepared you are. These are the things which are very simple. You get 10 to 15 companies coming to your own college, or in a hall where so many companies HRs are there. How would I go and approach them rather than waiting for your call? I don't see a lot of people putting in effort to go directly and introduce themselves. And this is my resume. I'm looking for an opportunity in your company. No one goes there like this. If someone walks in like that, I would say, wow, this person is little different. He's well prepared. He's confident. I think he's got the skills too, because that shows. But we do not do that. We wait for our name to be called. We wait for someone to notice us. We never take an effort to walk in and start talking, have a network. And I have seen so many people, they stick with their own group, you know with their own circle. They don't talk to other people. All these things show what kind of personality you have. You think that HRs don't notice all these things? They do. How you are behaving in that particular room, they are observing you. Do you talk to a lot of people? Are you a quiet person? Or are you too show off as a person who is too loud? What are you? What are you trying to portray there? All these things you have to work. How important your resume, your certificates, your photograph, the same importance you have to give how you are behaving in that room. How you're presenting yourself. It's all about presentation, guys. You try to elevate your pitch by framing everything. But if you do not elevate your personality, you just lose a opportunity there. So whatever we know about job mailas, whatever we have experienced or we have seen, or the things that we have gone through, we have shared everything with you. I would say the ball is in your court now. Now, how you prepare, how you start working on yourself is how you land into your dream job. Jyoti,
You
you can say?
know, this brings back my memories to mind right now. Back then, we never had job mailers as such.
Oh, yeah.
It was not even the time of probably that high spree of campus interviews also happening much.
We
No,
never had. Seriously,
yes.
we had to go
Will you
search.
believe? Will you believe? Now job mailers are happening, but back then what I did was I was rather hunting companies. I was doing a company mailer because I still remember when High Tech City had come up newly in Hyderabad, and it was
Oh,
just two,
yes.
3 years. People expected there'll be a lot of jobs and nothing much happening. I had this one great idea where, I just wake up every day in the morning and have copies of my resumes in hand,
Oh, yes.
go to
We
High
did
Tech
that.
City, stand, go in front of that
We
building,
we
talk to
gate
that security
crashed.
guy by hook or crook, get the entrance, and
Oh, we
door
did
to door,
that.
go door to door and give your resume. Now,
Seriously, we did
now
that.
I still remember how I did it. Oh my God. Any
Oh, me
company
and
having
my
a job?
friend, we did that. I used to have a company, Kalyani. We were like, she used to come from Kukatpally. I used to stay in Panjagutta. So, used to come to my place. From my place, both of us, we had a list of companies. Today, see companies and and go talk to the watchman, the Muscafy, please let us know if there is an opening
Oh
or
my God.
tell us if
I
there
I
is
tried,
a
probably I
walk-in.
tried that on day one. Then I understood that is not going to work out because they had strict instructions. So what I used to do is I was called for an interview. Then the
Uh-huh.
security guard himself will say, which, that company or this company? Then I say one company name and he'll let me go.
Oh, during our times, we never had this. In our colleges, there was no drive, there was no job mela, or generally also there were no job melas anywhere. You just have to search the companies, locate the companies, go give your resume, and there were particular days for each company where they had walk-in interviews.
Yes.
Stand in lines, okay? You never know how many rounds you would go through. You
True.
know, if you had to go to Google 24 rounds, we were like 24 rounds, we have to go through it. And it was like from company to company, the rules, the procedures changed. So accordingly, we had to prepare ourselves.
Yes.
There was no manual, there were no mentors, there were no guides, there was nothing,
Oh, that was
literally nothing.
cutthroat competition. People used to fear even sharing information.
Oh,
But
yes.
yes, we have come a long way now. And what we are talking about now, what we are
Remember,
discussing is
just
what you
a
are
minute
supposed to do.
round, just a minute round, jam sessions, group discussion. Oh, the list was never ending. Each person comes out. Oh, how was it? Very difficult. We only asked in negatives. How difficult was it? We never asked how good was it. So definitely, guys, you've got a leverage here to be prepared.
So now, until now, we were discussing about what you should be doing at a job mela. Pre-preparation is done. Now at a
Yeah.
job mela, what you're supposed to do. Imagine hundreds of companies at one place. What kind of people or how many students are going to come there or how many freshers are going to come there. So it is a suggested and advised arrive early to avoid
Yes.
queues. And then visit top priority companies first. The list that you prepared, your pre-preparation, that's going to help you out. Visit the top priority companies without changing your mind after stepping in there, looking at so many stalls and the attractiveness they put up or the salary packages they put up. Don't go for it because you have already prepared for something else. And greet with smile and confidence. Don't lose hope. 100 companies, one job is easy to be done. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You should be going with an ideal mindset of saying that today I'm taking
It's
home my
my day.
job.
Oh, yeah. Today is
And
my day and this is my
yes,
job.
yes. And do not hesitate to ask the recruiter about the roles, career growth, and work culture because that would show your interest. And above all, the job titles would be the same: recruiter or software professional, software engineer or software developer, software analyst, but the responsibilities differ. So getting to know a little more about the job role that you're applying for would really help you out. And share your resume and have a QR code to your LinkedIn profile. You know, you already have seen Sharon showing two QR codes until now. So a QR code is easy to scan, easy to get connected. Now you know the importance of LinkedIn profile as well. So have a QR code for your LinkedIn profile. And if you are a visual effects architect or visual effect developer or 3D architect, something of graphic designer kind of thing, you would be having a portfolio. Carry a QR code for your portfolio. Don't, try to just show it on the phone and ask them to take a picture or ask them to give you WhatsApp number and send. Don't do that, because you would not have the time. They will not even be having the thought of doing it. So instead of that, carry a QR code, and if you really impress them, they will just scan it and put it with them. Apart from that, collect business cards and contact details wherever you felt that's a good company. You had a great interaction, and probably you might want to know a little more or maybe follow up after this. Then you will have to collect the contact details rather than going back home and thinking that you will do it on a website. You'll check their website, pick up the numbers, or write an email. Instead of that, pick it up from the recruiter. Take the contact details from the recruiter so that you have it handy. And definitely do not forget to note down the recruiter feedback or the extra requirements that they have told you on the job role.
Oh, yes.
So here I would love to give a quick tip: carry a notepad and a pen.
Yes.
So that
And one more tip:
you can write it
if,
down.
if you are rejected, okay, go and ask the recruiter what happened. Where did I go wrong? And that's an opportunity you should never lose. It is a feedback that you get from the client.
So I think that's great insight. Definitely, I would say from the recruiters, and also recruiters should be taking time to give a proper feedback so that it is enabling the candidate to prepare themselves for their next jobs or work on their shortcomings, probably understand where they are lacking or how they can really improvise themselves. I think that's a little bit duty that recruiters really forget, but I was real good with it. I would, I mean, I might delay informing that they got selected, but I would never delay saying that they got rejected and what is the reason for it. So that they'll at least hop on to the next role. They'll at least continue their search instead of waiting, hoping that things will happen and they'll be waiting on me or my company. And then they say, oh no, they should have told us, we lost some other opportunities.
Very true.
So that's it. That's about how you can really do well an effective job mailer for you. And not last, but I would definitely love to have an emphasis here. After the event, also there is some work for you to do. Now, after the event phase is real important phase, because that gives you your result. It speaks what you have done in the job mailer. That's going to tell you, did anything really work out for you, or was that a learning experience, or was that a successfully closed deal for you? So after the event, within 48 hours, I would suggest within 48 hours, try send a thank you email. You might have collected visiting cards or contact numbers, email IDs. Send a thank you email. What would you be putting in that email? Thank you for giving me the opportunity, to present myself. Looking forward to hear from you. Just a very simple one. Don't write any stories there. Just a thank you email. And then mention something specific from your conversation so that, the recruiter can get connected to you. Something specific, what they might have told you and how it has really made an impact or connected you to the recruiter. Then connect on LinkedIn with the recruiters. And when you're connecting on LinkedIn, most of the time what I see, I get a lot of LinkedIn ad requests, but none of them put a note. And it's so it's so frustrating that you don't write a note. Who are you, or why are you sending me a ad request? And then above all, your profile doesn't even have a profile picture. It doesn't show anything about you. And you expect me to add you into my network. So don't do that. Suggested that you have a proper LinkedIn profile. And then when you're sending an ad request, when you're connecting with the recruiter, write a note there, met you in the job mailer, so and so. It was great. That's it. A small note. And then track your application for progress. Have, as soon as you're back from the job mailer, prepare a spreadsheet, which all companies you attended, who were the recruiters or the point of contact that you spoke, what did they say, and how you should be following up with them. Not all of them would be having the same follow-up method. And then do not forget to keep applying for other openings, okay? Now, don't think that after all this been done, the job mailer is going to work out for you. Now, there were lakhs of people who might have attended the job mailer. So don't stop your job search until you are closing a job position. Continue applying to other positions as well. Please make a note of this. And do not forget the extra tip that I told you. Carry a notepad and a pen. Don't think that you will get the WhatsApp number and you'll text them. Not everybody would be comfortable doing that, or there would be company policies in place where they can't share the personal numbers. So keeping that in mind, you're advised to carry, a pen and a notepad to make a quick note of the stall or the point of contact or the company name, which might really help you to go ahead quickly. Anything that you want to add, Sharon?
No, you said it all. You said it all. So it's just that be prepared and never give up. You will find your dream job if you're persistent in it.
So with that note, we wish you all the best for your job search. And there are a lot of job mailers happening in Hyderabad. The government job mailers, as well as certain organizations conducting job mailers. So do not forget to keep an eye open to check out the job mailers. And every time you fail, take it as a learning experience, what you have learned out of it. Don't get disappointed. Disappointed that should be a enough word. Don't even use depressed, okay? These days, you don't have to get depressed for anything. Everything is happening, so happening. So on this Raksha Bandhan day, we would love to wish you happy Raksha Bandhan. Have a great time with your siblings. And for next Raksha Bandhan, probably you will have great gifts for your siblings.
Oh, yes.
Pick up a great job, prepare a great gift.
Yes.
All the best to all of you. Sharon, anything from you on a closing note?
No, I just wish them all the best. And whatever tips we have shared, I want all of you to work on it and get your dream job.
Yes.
One step away.
True. And if you have any questions, do post it in the comments, or you can reach out on our numbers. We can help you out however we can. And if you need in-person or one-on-one guidance, feel free to fix an appointment so that you can talk to us. Do not forget to subscribe our channel to stay tuned on the updates. We're going to do a series of this so that you can, it would enable you to quickly pick a job.
Oh, yes.
With that note, bye-bye. Have a great time.
Bye. Okay.